another aspect of film, I don't know your experience with it, is sometimes on set, it's pretty rare on most indie sets because they have to move so fast. But sometimes at the end of the day, people will watch dailies, which is the term for the footage you've shot either that day or possibly the day before, where you watch take after take of the work, and sometimes just the director sits and watches dailies with an editor. Sometimes the whole cast and crew are invited. Have you had any experience watching dailies?
In the first stuff on camera that I did, I really avoided watching the dailies. I didn't want to become self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
And I've found that the last couple of projects that I've done, that it's, I think because I'm having had more experience in film, it is just a less self-conscious experience overall. But
right.
that the having a sense of what is coming across on the camera is useful to help make adjustments, to help understand what it is that you're seeing. And so I think a limited viewing of dailies, right, can be beneficial, particularly if there's something that just isn't quite reading that we want to see in the film, that being able to see what it is that is happening, that is being received by the camera, can be useful in like, oh, I see now what I need to do. So I think that they can be really useful, but it's not something I go to automatically.
Right. So if I said, oh yeah, I'm watching dailies at the end of the night by myself, you wouldn't feel like I need to be in that room watching those dailies.
No,
or I'm missing something in my craft.
I don't. I'll say today. I'll say no. I don't think I would.
Yeah. This is sort of a broader conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold you to it.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I have not made a film of this length before, and a shoot this long. I'm typically, when schedule permits, I'm happy to share dailies with, sometimes the cinematographer finds them useful. Sometimes, certainly the focus puller finds them useful. The cast, like you said, some cast members don't want to watch them at all because it makes them self-conscious, and some people are really interested in seeing, oh, I'm doing that with my hands, or I'm blinking too much, or something like that.
Right.
And I think my instinct would be to, whoever wants to sit around and watch them, they'll be not long days, hopefully not 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. days, but tiring days that we might not have long group discussions about the dailies.
Yeah.
We can have those on the drive back.
Exactly.
To Seattle. Do you find in dailies, or here's a separate question, when you're on set, say you're in a scene, and there's part of the scene being shot that you're not in, you're not even reading with the person on camera, do you sit around and watch? Are you trying to stay in character and trying to stay in your moment and not be distracted?
I think mostly I'm trying to stay in my character's mindset and not be distracted. If it's information, like if it's part of a scene that my character would be watching,
right,
then that's of interest. I find that unlike theater, where what the other people are doing on stage in the scene is vital because you're all there together, that sometimes in film it's not always useful to be thinking about that other scene that got shot that is related to yours, but not in the same moment. Same scene. That can sometimes be a distraction from what, say, is best for the scene that you're shooting. So I think I would watch if it's something my character is aware of, right? Information they would have, but otherwise, I think allowing myself just to stay in the mindset and in the information that the character has is useful. Yeah.
Another kind of film specific thing is the sequence you shoot a movie. I think a lot of people, kind of casual fans, just assume you shoot a movie in order, that you're
Oh, if
filming.
only.
Right. You're filming the first scene first and the last scene last, and everything goes in order. But very rarely is that possible.
Yeah.
Usually, a simple example is if three scenes in a movie are all in the same location, and one's the first scene and one's the last scene and one's right in the middle, you'll shoot all those
All
together
of them right there.
because
Yeah.
you're not going to go back and forth from the location.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you find that? I mean, I'm sure it's something of a challenge. Do you find that a particular challenge to be like, oh, I already broke up with this person and now I'm meeting them the next day,
What does become really challenging is tracking is finding the way as a performer to track what the arc of that character is, like and knowing, especially if you're skipping around a lot, where are you in that character's story at any given moment.
Right.
Like that does become really tricky, and when you're doing something on stage, you've got the luxury of the whole story behind you by the time you come to the big climactic moments, right? And in a film, that's not often the case. And I've had the experience a couple times where I get on set and they've decided to do like the most emotional scenes first to get them out of the way. I'm like, okay, I have no context for it right now. We're going right out of the gate, but okay, that's what we're doing today. Great. So that is super challenging. Like with getting to places within the character story that are like the really emotionally charged moments when you don't have that whole story behind you in the same way that you do in theater, say. So it's a definite challenge. I find it's really helpful to sort of keep the shooting schedule into the script, and so I can see where I have been, and even to take like on any on the day that you're filming, anytime you film a scene, wardrobe will take a photograph of what the wardrobe was for that particular scene so that it's on record in case it has to be reshot or something. And to be able to look through those pictures, I find super helpful because it helps it's like a little place marker, right?
Yeah.
For what has happened and where we were sort of physically, mentally, emotionally in shooting that. But that's, I think, definitely one of the biggest challenges in film is the shooting of things out of order. Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like it would be a challenge. In this film, I can say we will be shooting roughly. We'll be close. We certainly will be shooting the first half of the movie first and the second half of the movie second.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I cannot vouch for every moment. Certainly not every, shot within a scene or setup within a scene. That in a single day, a day could be a scene, but you may be shooting all the wides first, and then all of your close-up next, and then all of Connor's close-ups, and so you're there's inherently some backtracking.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep it pretty close to in order, partly for me because it's easier as a storyteller.
Yeah, I imagine so.
But also a unique, a uncommon challenge of this film is that it all pretty much takes place continuously. That it isn't, on Monday your scene takes place on Monday, and on Tuesday your scene takes place the next day, and you kind of need to be generally in your character's point of view. It's that the end of the shoot on Monday, that precise moment, is where we pick up the next day. That it's in screen time, nothing. We haven't cut away, and
right.
It's a week later, and you're in a different location. It's
not even 5 minutes later.
No, and we obviously shoot some overlap. We don't say, I need you to get right in that pose you were in. But yeah, it's a continuity challenge, first and foremost, and also a performance challenge. If you need to be basically at the
same spot,
same energy level, same tone, same, I won't pause you mid-conversation or something. We'll find some natural break points, but I think it will be challenging, and and doing it in order makes that so much easier. Well, those are the big topics I was interested in. Is there anything you'd like to share with your audience, our audience, about the process?
I guess, I don't want to say too much because spoilers, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how thrilled I was to read all the way through that screenplay.
Oh.
It's a great expansion of the treatment, right? So it was delicious to watch, see how that was going to unfold, and then I got to the part that I remembered in the treatment as sort of being the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, maybe I missed this bit, but then there was a little bit more of the story that felt new to me, but that at the end that I just love. There was some unexpected things at the end of this film that I think are really exciting, and I am thrilled about.
Well, thank you. That was probably the perfect walking the razor's edge of genuine enthusiasm without revealing anything really about it. Well, thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
And 2 more days by the time this is airing. So help us get to that last stretch goal.
Help us and Real Girls.
Help us and Real Girls. Double impact. Doesn't feel better than that. Thank you guys so much. We will check in soon.
All right. See ya.